So it's one of those satisfying, concentrated blasts of magic from Gandalf, and he's doing it back in Ravenhill, all the way to this annoying army that's right at the edge of the front gate. Let's get rid of it, shall we? Here we go, it's 5 dice on a 4+ I hit.
That's 3 hits.
That is 3 hits, my friend. 3 points of damage. Here we go. And, oh look, you're going to have to remove some casualties.
I think that's the whole army's destroyed, isn't it?
Well, you have to get 2.
2 for the goblin.
Yep. Still got more than the number of units, so remove another 2.
The Borg.
And still got more, and that's it!
But that's a 2 strength unit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Really?
Yeah, when you're removing casualties. Goodbye, Gandalf. Here he is. Stick him there. Wiped out the shadow unit. Ah, the evil chuckle of Belford.
Yes, the goblins came swarming out of the mountains and into here and roundly defeated the single elven.
Yes, it was only one spearman, I might add. Just one. Poor lone spearman. Unfortunately, the fate track is moving very, very slowly, but we're only 1 spot away from Thorin now, so hopefully he'll be coming on next turn. Ah, yes, Will has drawn a 2. Finally, I only did 1 activation that turn, so he has to stick with that 2 fate tile. And the great thing is, ooh, 2 steps up. Bang, bang. Let's take Thorin and the Lord of the Eagles. Right, it's going to get ugly now because the Lord of the Eagles already has 3 eagles in the Eagle's Eyrie. It's a vicious combat here at the ruins of Dale. This army is attacking, but I'm really attacking back, and because I've got Dane there and a leadership token, I've got 3 rerolls. I just played no quarter, so I needed a 4, 5, 6 to hit, and I just did how many points of damage?
4, yes. And
4.
I played the Great Orcs, which would have eliminated one of his leadership tokens, but I failed to roll a 5 or 6 on a black dice, so it doesn't work.
Yes, he's got the Great Orc's ability, but only 1 Great Orc in his army, so
Annoying.
not very effective. The men and dwarves of Dale are victorious! They wipe out the attacking army.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I feel aggrieved, but it's only a temporary setback.
Yes, temporary setback, my nether regions. Look at that. Well done, men and dwarves of Dale. It's not long, it's only 3 spaces away when Bjorn is entering play, and if Will hasn't taken another settlement by the time Bjorn comes into play, I will win immediately, because he has to have at least 6 victory points. It's relentless. No sooner do I throw back the forces of darkness from the ruins of Dale, he comes down and attacks again, and this time it's a combined attack. 2 armies attacking. I did manage to do a rally action and get rid of some of my wounds. Don't know if they can survive this turn.
Yes, those days are numbered. They were just cheering themselves and having hearty toasts at the prospect of having wiped out an entire orc army, when across the ford comes an entire goblin army.
They don't stop breeding!
No, that's right.
Dane has been killed. The ruins of Dale have been taken. 'Twas a valiant defence, but unfortunately they were just outnumbered by scummy goblins and orcs, and it's all over.
Yes, the combined attack is particularly effective because you get to tag team. One army attacks and then the next one attacks and so on, whereas the defender's just being pounded from all sides. So
there's no threat for an instant win now from the Fellowship because he has 6 victory points, but he's still got a way to go until he gets 10. He really does have to take down one of the fortifications, and they're going to be a much more challenging prospect. Here he is. Bolg, 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 Bolg.
Bolg, son of Azog.
Bolg has entered the fray. Finally. It took quite a long time, but...
Well, I wanted to take the ruins of Dale, so he would then have 3 bodyguards instead of just 1.
Yes, he is rather strong.
Because if he dies, I lose. So it's not something you want to take risks on. If you're going to bring him on, you don't want to do it until you've got the ruins of Dale. That's my opinion. I may be wrong. I could have won the game with him by now, perhaps. Who knows? Right, it's time for the Eagles to wreak havoc.
And I've used my general ability to bring all the eagles, which I've been gathering up during the game, all over the board.
Yeah.
And then playing a muster die result, and they're all going to fly back to the Eyrie, and as they do so, killing horrible shadow player forces on the way. 3 dice for each attack, and score 1 hit on a roll of 4+, and then I get to re-roll every one that misses.
Oh, bloody hell.
The eagles are coming. Really, there's nothing more satisfying than when the eagles hit the board and take out some shadow player ass. It's fantastic. We did lots of damage here. We completely destroyed the army in camp.
Yes.
We whittled this one down. We whittled them down a little bit.
Nearly
It was
destroyed
fantastic. We nearly destroyed this one here. It was great. Really enjoyed it.
Yes, and that was
Go
with
the
some
Eagles.
pretty average rolling too. It could have been a lot worse.
Not a very good band, but fantastic force in Middle-earth. A slightly risky, but very sneaky guerrilla attack by Gandalf. Accompanied only by one spearman unit and one archer unit, he sneaked down from Ravenhill and attacked the wounded goblin army and actually managed to kill 2 goblins. Will played dense fog, which ended the combat because he realised he was losing, and fantastic.
Guerrilla Gandalf.
Yeah, GG. And the violence has shifted to the Eastern Spur. I've just played a card called He Is Not Lost, and Dane has re-entered the game.
He's risen from the dead, apparently.
At the Eastern Spur. I've also moved Bilbo over there as well, but they don't have too many forces. I've only got 4 guys there, but I do have 2 leaders and Bilbo, so they should be able to put off the worst of the attack. 2 of them are veterans, however, and they have a combat of 2 each.
And it is a fortification with a strength of 3.
And it's a fortification. It's going to be a vicious battle here on the Eastern Spur. So that was a very short and vicious little combat there. I played Dense Fog, so it ends at the end of this round.
These guys came swarming up the hill and laid into the fortifications, doing all but one of the necessary damage to reduce it. And then a fusillade of boulders, hot oil, rocks, arrows, God only knows what, came pounding down. But Bolg sacrificed one of his bodyguards and no damage was taken. Oh dear, this is one of those moments in a game when you really realise that sometimes it's important to think things through, because Peter, he was so G'd up with GG Guerrilla Gandalf over here that he attacked again. He attempted with a magic blast, which failed dismally, and then he followed it up with an infantry assault, which resulted in 4 damage to his attacking units, so Gandalf was killed. Oh, what a misfortune.
Ridiculous. Completely forgot. In the heat of the battle, I just completely forgot the fact that if my infantry died there, that Gandalf would die with them. And
Gandalf
took a foolish risk, because I've been hammering those goblins for so long. I was sure I could just knock them off.
Yes, it was a sure
Look,
thing.
there's one left.
Yeah, one left, one measly goblin going...
And the reason I wanted to hammer that spot is because I want to bring Thorin in, and if I do that, he gets recruitment tokens on places like Fallen Bridge, and if I could get them out of the way and take it over again, I could put recruitment tokens there and get some forces back.
Yes.
Again, camp also is taken, and I can't get anyone there to get it back. Stupid, risky thing to do, backfired in my face. Absolutely deserve it there.
It's not over yet, though.
Right, well, since I recorded my foolish mistake with Gandalf, it's time for Will's admission.
Yes, there are 7 dice in this game, and the 7th die becomes available to you when you capture 2 settlements in one region. Now, you'll recall that Peter has been storming the Fallen Bridge for some time, and Gandalf unfortunately died in the process. And of course the Ruins of Dale fell some time ago. So for however long now, 7 or 8 turns, I've been playing with 6 dice instead of 7.
Well, of course, I've been stupidly having Thorin Oakenshield sit here, waiting until I can get some of these areas back so I can get the recruitment tokens. Well, it's ridiculous. I should stop waiting, because when I bring Thorin in, I get an extra die as well.
We're both... It's a sea of stupidity.
Well,
We're floundering in it.
a lot's happening though, isn't it? There's been real tides of battle flowing all over the board.
It's intense.
Fantastic game. So Bjorn has just finally entered the game. Yay, Bjorn! But it's looking pretty hairy. Well, for both of us, anything might happen. And the reason is that Will only needs 2 more victory points to win. And so he has to take one of these fortifications. He has yet to take a fortification. That's the one obviously he's going to concentrate on. I don't think he's going to do anything about the front gate. And I doubt very much whether Ravenhill, even though it's relatively undefended, will be taken at this stage. However, I'm only 4 points away from the end of the game. So if I can survive, a couple of turns? The great thing is that he's already drawn lots of 1 tokens and short ones. So the last time he drew one, it was a 3. Ah, Bjorn, we love you, big berry man. You look at you. You've just charged over here and you've taken back the lower slopes, and the danger is past from the Shadow Army.
Yes, and he's just going to run around and carve his way through everything else while I pointlessly bash away at this promontory here, which even if I take it will no longer matter, because I'll have lost the game, because I'll have lost all these other places.
Excellent. Is that the sound of despair in your voice, Will?
It's a sound of intense irritation.
Excellent. Almost as good. It's the vicious battle of the Eastern Spur. It goes on and on.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Bilbo's already used his ability and removed 2 damage tokens, but Anything might happen.
Borg's used up all 3 of his bodyguards.
All bodyguards are gone.
The fortifications are destroyed. Now
Damage.
we're really getting into it.
Well, folks, the Eastern Spur has just fallen. As you can see, I had 2 armies against it. It was quite a vicious battle. Now, I would have lost the game at this point if
But for Bjorn,
Bjorn hadn't taken the lower slopes back.
he's the only thing saving you.
So how many victory points do you have at the moment?
4, 6, 8, 10.
10.
Yes.
You win on 10.
You're kidding me.
No!
Oh my God. I thought I needed 12.
No, you need 10. I don't believe it.
Yes, 10.
No, let's just check all this. Fortifications are 4, the other worth 2. So 4, 6, 8, 10. It's that damn goblin at the fallen bridge.
Yes, he's the winner.
This all came down to the fact that Gandalf did a blast of magic, a concentrated blast of magic, and didn't hit one stupid goblin.
This goblin killed Gandalf personally with his crossbow.
That is so annoying. I can't believe it. I was so close to winning.
And I was in a state of abject despair because next turn you were just going to go 1, 2, kill him, and then 1, 2, kill them.
Oh,
Wrap them all up.
oh, that is so close.
An excellent game.
Oh, it was unbelievably close.
Shall we
Unbelievably
retire?
close. Yes, to the red couch.
I've gone through a range of emotions in the course of the almost entire day it's taken us to play Battle of Five Armies. At some point, shortly before lunch, I was in a state of such high anxiety I actually had butterflies in my stomach.
Really?
Yes.
That level of stress.
It was.
Cheers, by the way. Well done. Congratulations on the win.
Yes, thank you. Well, you would have seen the, as you said yourself, is that the face of despair I see before me? It was when Borg came on. Borg, not Borg, what's his name? Bjorn. Bjorn.
The tennis player.
That's right, when he came on. No.
The member of ABBA.
Yes, that's right, either of them. Either that Swedish bear came on.
Yes.
I thought, oh, it's all over now. He's just going to rampage
I was
through.
sure I was going to win.
back.
Absolutely sure.
And it all comes
But I
down
had
to yet another example of not really actually understanding the rules properly, because I thought I needed 12 to win and I only needed 10 to win. So actually taking the spur won me the game, which was something of a surprise.
And I only needed one more turn to bring Bjorn. What's his name?
Bjorn.
He is Bjorn.
Here's Bjorn.
Bring Bjorn over and take one of the other settlements that you'd taken in the past.
Yes, which had that single poxy goblin defending it.
Yeah, and that would have extended the game to the distance where I would have got to the end of the fate track.
There's no way I was going to come back from that. I would have had to muster all my troops into some stonking army and take on the bear, and then he would have just sallied out from the gate and what have you. And then, of course, there's the eagles.
Yes. Well, yeah, I should have brought the eagles out again, but I didn't have a chance.
Yeah, well,
Because they do a lot of damage.
All comes down to those dice, which both of us managed to neglect and played through most of the game short one die.
We did make some mistakes.
Yes, but that's what we do.
Yes.
But it's very interesting because it's not a grand strategy game like Lord of the Ring. It's a single battle, but nevertheless you've still got to have a fairly clearly defined strategy in advance. And my strategy, I kept flipping and flopping depending on what you were doing, and I wasn't playing as any decent general should by thinking, what would he be doing when I do this? How's he going to react and all that sort of stuff? Putting myself in the customer's shoes, so to speak. I was just thinking about it from my perspective, which is a dumb way to play, and consequently lost whole bunches of units, and I could have won turns ago if I'd been paying attention.
And the shadow player does have to go hard and fast at the start.
Yeah, I think so.
Because the fellowship player does get quite strong at the end as the eagles come in and Bjorn comes in.
Yeah. No, you really got to win by about turn 10 or 12 or you're stuffed.
Unless, of course, you're playing with me, in which case you've won anyway.
Anything's possible.
Anyway, fantastic game.
Yes.
Well played, sir.
Yes, thank you, and to you too. And I thoroughly recommend Battle of the Five Armies, particularly if you play Lord of the Ring. It's an absolute must. Because apart from anything else, you can reuse a lot of the figures that you painted, as we have done here.
Yes.
So you don't have to repaint everything twice.
So I hope you've enjoyed this battle report from the Esoteric Order of Gamers. Don't forget, orderofgamers.com. Check it out. There's a rules summary and reference for this game as well, which makes it a lot easier to play. So thanks for watching. Cheers.
Yes, cheers. Alson Weinbrook.